All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep, really deep, into the life and teachings of a figure who, let's be honest, is still pretty controversial.
Yeah, Osho.
Osho, a lot of names. Mahan Jain, Acharya Rajneesh, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh.
Right.
But yeah, most folks know him as Osho.
Yeah.
And the stuff you dug up paints a picture of a guy who was like a spiritual guru, philosopher, religious leader, all rolled into one.
Huge influence.
Yeah. Millions of followers.
Even today.
So our mission today is to really unpack what he was all about. Why, even with all the baggage, do his teachings still resonate?
I think the journey's key. Born into this Jain family, but he really went his own way, questioning everything,
Yeah.
And this is important, not just some rebel without a cause. He had degrees in philosophy, taught at a university.
So he brought some serious intellectual firepower to the table.
Exactly. That's often overlooked.
Okay, so lectures all over the world, those ashrams, first in Pune, then the U.S. How did all that shape his message?
Well, the lectures, those were like seeds, planting ideas everywhere.
Yeah.
But the ashrams, those were incubators.
Yeah.
Places to dive deep, to live the teachings. The Pune ashram, especially, it became this international hub.
For what, though? What was the core practice?
Meditation, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
He was adamant it's fundamental to life.
Really? Above all else?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But his techniques, these weren't your grandma's meditation.
What do you mean?
He created new ones, like dynamic meditation, Kundalini, Nada Brahma, all about movement, sound, active participation.
So not just sitting quietly.
No. Dynamic, for example, it's intense. You're shaking, shouting, cathartic release. The idea is you got to clear out the emotional gunk before you can find stillness.
Interesting. A lot of stuff out there about Osho and love.
Yeah, and freedom. He saw them as two sides of the same coin.
Really?
Real love, authentic love can't exist if you're all bottled up with fear, trapped by society's rules, or your own hang-ups.
So break free first, then love can happen.
Basically, listen to your inner voice. That's what he said. Figure out who you are, then love will follow.
Powerful stuff. What about this whole life as a celebration thing? The world can feel pretty bleak sometimes.
Right, but he was pushing back against that. Don't take it all so seriously. Have fun, be grateful, enjoy the ride.
Even when things are tough.
Especially then. It's like finding the joy in the struggle,
That shift in perspective.
Exactly. A huge one. And I think that's what a lot of people found so appealing about his message.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so we've got meditation as the foundation, love and freedom intertwined, life as a party, and all of it leading to
Self-realization.
Right, he really hammered that home.
Yeah, it was the ultimate goal. The whole point of existence was to understand who you really are, strip away all the masks.
So less about ego, more about
Essence.
Okay. So how did all this play out in the real world? The Pune ashram, that seems like a big turning point.
Absolutely. It drew people from all over like a spiritual melting pot. And it wasn't just lectures. It was this vibrant community.
With all these different practices going on.
Yeah, meditation, yoga, all kinds of self-discovery stuff. People were really experimenting with new ways of living.
And then, boom, the U.S., the Oregon ashram, that's where things got a bit
messy.
To put it mildly, there was a lot of controversy. We got to talk about that.
Right. It was ambitious, this attempt to build a whole city, Rajneeshpuram, based on his ideas. But there were also crimes, legal battles. Osho himself got caught up in it.
Yeah, the sources don't shy away from that.
No, they paint a pretty complex picture. It shows how hard it is to translate spiritual ideals into reality, especially on that scale.
Definitely. And then back to Pune. Last few years of his life, did his message change at all?
Not really. The focus on meditation, self-realization, that remained constant.
And people still followed him, even after all the drama.
Yeah, a lot of them. His ideas, especially about mindfulness and personal growth, they really took root.
And you see them everywhere now, even if people don't realize where it all started.
That's true. He had a real knack for making complex ideas accessible.
Right. Now, he wrote a ton of books.
Yeah, prolific.
We've got a few here. The Book of Secrets? What's that one about?
It's kind of like his magnum opus.
Oh.
A deep dive into the mysteries of life, drawing on ancient tantric wisdom.
Sounds intense. What about the Osho Upanishad?
That one's all about interpreting those classic Hindi scriptures, the Upanishads, for a modern audience.
And lastly, Life, Love, Laughter. Catchy title.
That one really sums up his philosophy. Embrace life, love fully, find the humor in it all.
Seems like a good note to end on. So if someone's listening, just getting into Osho, what are the big takeaways?
Well, first, that meditation is key. He wasn't kidding about that. Second, that true love and real freedom, those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Third, life's a celebration, even when it's a mess. And ultimately, it's all about understanding yourself, achieving that self-realization.
Right, that was his North Star. And his life, well, it was complicated. It shows how challenging spiritual leadership can be.
Yeah, how ideas can inspire millions, but the real world always throws curveballs.
Absolutely. So, for you listening, think about Osho's message about celebration. How can you bring more joy into your life, even in the little things?
It's a good question for all of us.
It is. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.